Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading. I'm going to dive quickly into this message here, and it's an update for the Divine Masculine Collective. And I do have the Indecision card, and I wasn't initially going to share a reading. I was just kind of going through this deck, which I haven't used in a while. It's one of my Oracle decks. And I just decided to check in. Like, I was feeling the word boredom, and I'm like, what's that about? And so I picked up this deck, and the first card that came out was Indecision. So I feel like a lot of your divine masculines are going through this energy of just feeling like they know that they should be doing something, but they're avoiding it, or they are hesitating to make the move. It's like they don't want to deal with the drama of it all. That's what I'm getting. But I feel like the drama is coming anyway. But what the real lesson here is to... I don't want to mean, I don't know why the universe is telling me to say that. That's why I was like, what? Why? You want me to say that? It's like, for the masculine collective, it's kind of coming through as like grow a pair. And I don't mean to sound harsh when I say that, but I just feel like it is that tough love approach that's coming through from the universe, okay? Maybe detachment and this cold energy here is that tough love energy. It is the allowing of, this letting go, letting somebody make a tough decision. You know, it's like when you're parents and you have to allow your kid, you have to detach and allow your kids to be autonomous, because we owe it to them, right? We are responsible for turning them into autonomous human beings who are eventually able to take care of themselves. And that's what I kind of feel energetically here is happening with the divine masculines, is that they're getting this tough love approach from the universe. Many of them could feel really alone right now, which is why awakening is happening, or they're remembering more and more. The more you feel alone and isolated is when you start seeking out that healing. And because many of them don't feel supported by source right now, they're paying closer attention to some of the actions that they might be taking. I feel like this whole party energy, the external world, I've been talking a lot about root chakra work, just the energy of like lower vibrating stuff. Even though it's negative, it doesn't feel that way because the sensation of pleasure feels really good. So it's really hard to acknowledge that we're doing something harmful to ourselves. Like, for example, like when we drink, sometimes that might feel really good, right? And it's like, oh, you might like it, and you might make excuses because in the moment it feels good. It makes you feel happy and you might be in a good mood. But it's like long term, you're doing something harmful to yourself. So I feel like a lot of the divine masculines are feeling like they're being left to their vices, and they don't like that feeling of just being left to their vices, right? Because I feel like everybody needs that energy that watches over you to keep you out of harm's way and to keep you protected, and they haven't been feeling protected for a really long time. And I think that the indecision is coming from leaving this world behind, because a lot of them are starting to see that like it's this dark energy that's been weighing them down, right? Many of our divine masculines, they have a light in them and the power to make things happen so rapidly for themselves, to create such big change, but they've been so heavily distracted by this kind of environment that it's been really difficult to remember and even to experience any type of healing whatsoever, because I feel like with the divine feminine's presence there as well, many of you, without knowing it, somehow encourage this energy of indecision by, I feel, getting the message wrong of unconditional love and what it means to love, because we cannot love without boundaries. That's not real love, right? It's like the analogy with kids. It's like sometimes you have to let them make mistakes for them to grow. You keep doing everything for them. You might mean well, but at the end of the day, you might be hurting their progress, right? So that is what I feel like is happening with a lot of the divine masculines. They're being left just to kind of fend for themselves in this darkness. And it really is just the only way for them to be accountable for themselves and to really take a good look at just some of the decisions that they're making and how it is they're showing up in the world. I feel like the divine feminine continues to be a lesson of moving out of this indecision energy, because the message on the card says I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. And I feel like the divine feminine represents that reminder to the divine masculines to really pay attention to just more than their surroundings, right? Pay attention to their feelings, the vibes, the vibration about the people, places, and things that they may be interacting with. Okay, let's see what else is coming up in the cards. We have celebration, gifts, abundance, and then we also have epiphany and breakthrough. So that could be something that is coming up for the divine masculine collective in terms of these epiphanies and breakthroughs, and in the form of hearing their intuition more clearly. Because when I see gifts and abundance, I do feel like a breakthrough, okay? The breakthrough of the part of the journey that I feel like the opposing energies really don't want many of the masculines to remember or awaken to. But the remember and awakening card is showing up. It's like that's why many of you feel this intense love between like twin flames, right? Like you might wonder to yourself, like, can I be connected to you on some other level? Like, can it just be like, we have a really good working relationship. Like we tend to collaborate really well together. Why does it have to be, this love and this romance? And I feel like, that specifically exists to continue to help you to remember, because I do see like a lot of the divine masculines go through this it's like this repetitive loop that they're in, okay? And it's becoming tiring, okay? Now, each time they circle back and they get to the part of the journey where they encounter the divine feminine's presence and energy again, they want to make that shift or that change. I feel like, not here again, oh great, back here again, okay? But then something always comes along and pulls them away from that, making them stay in this energy of comfort zone. So I feel like now is going to be a time of decision for the divine masculines, okay? Some kind of tower moment is brewing, okay? I'm hearing there's cracks and there's creaks in this tower that's been built, and I feel like a lot of divine masculines are coming to terms with, do I make a decision to get out? Okay, where I am now, it might be comfortable, but is clinging to my comfort zone what I want for myself in this lifetime? Many of them have forgotten a lot of the dreams that they have. Okay, I feel like a lot of your divine masculines, when they awoken, when meeting you, divine feminine, they had this instinct to really want to change the world and to do big things and to really enjoy life and to travel and to, like, I'm hearing build things and affect people on a greater mass, even right down to accumulating wealth so that they could share it. But I feel like a lot of those dreams and goals have really been bogged down by the karmic energies that says, whoa, 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 like, who do you think you are dreaming that big? Like, it's not that easy. Shit can't happen overnight. Forget this divine feminine who's fooling you into thinking that all of these great, amazing things exist. Like, no, like, cool it and let's just stick to the plan, and you do your 9 to 5. I'm going to continue to try to make it here on Instagram. And you know what I mean? Like, just very, very superficial stuff. And no offense to anybody who's trying to make it on Instagram. I just mean karmic energies that are really using these types of tools to distract versus to help, collaborate and to help grow. Not that these platforms are bad or, trying to make it is a bad thing. It's just what you're using it for. I feel like a lot of the karmic energies that surround the divine masculine, they're not using it for anything that's really productive. It's more of just like vanity, ego, pride. Look at me. Stay focused on superficial things like how beautiful you look and, having like, showing off superficial things, material things are important, placing a lot of value on that versus placing the values on things that, really matter, which is expanding on a greater scale. I feel like for many of us that part of purpose and mission and not clinging to our comfort zone, it's not going to stop haunting you once you spiritually ascend. Because once you spiritually ascend and you open up your eyes to everything going on around you, it's really hard to just sit still in this indecision energy. right? It's like you have a gift and you're not using it, or you have certain spiritual gifts that's meant to bring you abundance so that way you can help the world collaborate and grow and share certain ideas, that's meant to help make life easier for your community or collective. Those feelings are not going to go away no matter how much you avoid it, right? No matter how much you try to seek out pleasurable things to distract you, that feeling of knowing that you're here for something greater, it's not going to go away, okay? For some of you, you're meant to collect some kind of harvest, okay? I feel like this could be for the divine feminine energy. And this is very significant because I feel like on the material side, a lot of your divine masculines and the karmic collective as well, really fixated on money, really fixated on material wealth. What I think is happening with the divine feminine collective is many of you are demonstrating or showing your divine masculine as well as the karmic collective just how to accumulate this, not based off of just having to work extremely and gruelingly hard for it, okay? I feel like a lot of your divine masculines have been bogged down into that reality as just having to work really, really hard for things. They've been kept there on purpose. Many of the divine feminines represent this harvest or autumn energy, which is laying low, okay? Saving, investing, okay? Doing things quietly, not making so many big moves in terms of consuming and squandering, okay? We have karma, balance, and justice. A lot of the divine feminines are bringing this justice of just being focused on the bigger picture. A lot of the divine masculines have really, really been weighed down by the karmic's agenda, okay? And it has a lot to do, I keep getting the words, just consumption and distraction, right? Like this zombie-like energy so that nobody really grows or shifts or expands. But that can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. I'm hearing that the scales are going to balance. Many of the divine masculines are going to be moving out of this energy of indecision. And what's been stopping them too is like that connection to intuition and spirituality. Okay, many of them are being told again that they need to, continue to stay just in this place of if you have to see it right in front of you to believe it. Many things are being discovered that are hidden in plain sight, especially when it comes to using our other gifts or our other senses, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to leave it here for this one, guys. I feel like this energy is a bit repetitive. It's a bit redundant, but, nonetheless, it's coming up again for those of you who, I guess, maybe are on the right path, or these messages are coming up consistently to let you know that there is change that's coming up with the masculine energy. Like even this avoidance, this stale card, the indecision, a lot of them are starting to piece things together in a lot of these karmic situations because there's no movement. You know what I mean? Like you should be striving or making bigger strides in terms of like life purpose. And like I said, that's not going to go away in this lifetime. It really isn't. And I feel like the more the masculines take a look around them, they can't exit this like really anxious energy that they're not doing what they should be doing. And you keep serving as this reminder because I feel like many of you are like you're taking risks, divine feminine. That's what it is. And by taking risks, it's showing that you're not afraid of the matrix. It's showing that you're able to break the patterns of the matrix. By taking risks, by putting yourself out there, by speaking your truth, by allowing yourself to be persecuted or criticized and still getting up and dusting yourself off and still coming out there consistently and speaking your truth, it's making a lot of your divine masculines feel irritated and anxious that they're not doing more. So now they're starting to pay attention. Why? Why am I not doing more? You need to go. You need to go. You need to go. You bring too many bad habits to the table. Every time I come around you, I get into bad vibes. Every time I come around you, I need to spend money or go to some bar or just, I come home the next morning and I'm late for work. I feel exhausted. I keep looking at my bank accounts and realizing that I have to work harder and harder and harder to, keep fitting the bill for doing things that it's not really getting me anywhere. I feel like a lot of your divine masculines, if they could add up what they've spent on trying to entertain and prove a point to the karmic collective, they could have more than started their own business right now, making things multiply for themselves. But they're not doing things in a resourceful way because they're stuck. in this energy of indecision, not being brave enough to take the risks. Okay, a lot of them are realizing they need more support from their counterpart, that divine feminine energy, true divine feminine energy that reminds them to stay on this path. And also many of them are waking up and realizing that they need more connection to source and God in their life. Okay, so no more of this. It's getting too boring now. You know what I mean? How much drink and smoke you could take, boy? All right, guys, that's what I have for you for this one. Gonna go take my little man to his jiu-jitsu practice. I will catch you guys later, okay? Bye.